Question 7c says, diagram 2 shows a bee flying towards a man's eye. In the blink reflex, light from the bee reaches the light-sensitive cell in the eye. The muscles in the eyelid shut the man's eye before the bee hits the eye. Describe the pathway taken by the nerve impulse in the blink reflex. So again, this is again asking you about nerves, and it's asking you to write the pathway of a reflex action. And now you may not have looked specifically at the blink reflex, and you may have been looking at the reflex for moving an arm away, but the reflex action is still exactly the same. So first things first is the information is passed from the light detecting cell to the sensory neuron. Remember, all detecting cells will then lead to a sensory neuron. The sensory neuron will then lead to the brain. Now this is an important part to make. Because it's in the eye, if you think where the eye is as close as possible to the brain. So whereas if it was in the arm, it would first go to the CNS here, because it's so close to the brain, it would go immediately to the brain. From the brain, it will then go to the motor neuron, and then motor neuron to the effector cells. Now, you could talk about the spinal cord and the reflex neuron. In this case, it's not technically correct because it goes straight to the brain and then straight back again in a short loop, and that's because it's the eye. It's different to other examples that we've looked at. You wouldn't get marked down for talking about the spinal cord. In fact, you would still get the mark if you spoke about the spinal cord and the relay neuron. This is another thing that AQA like to do. They like to test your knowledge by applying it to a situation that you won't have looked at. So it's not incorrect to talk about the relay neuron. They will give you the mark for it, but in the answer that I've given, this is the actual pathway to happen, and if you put this down, you would still get the marks. So it's up to you of what you want to put. If you feel more comfortable talking about the spinal cord and the relay neuron, you would still get the mark. However, I've just written it as it would actually happen, and you still get the marks for that too.